Hello, I'm Wafflestick, and welcome back to my Minecraft survival series here on the WayStone server. We are currently on Season 2, Episode 31, and I wanted to take the time to say a huge thank you for all the support that I've been getting on my channel. For some reason, my channel has just been exploding lately, and I just want to say thank you so much for all of your continued support. It really means a lot. And something else I wanted to bring up, if my audio quality just gets amped midway through this episode, I ordered a new microphone, I'm waiting on it. If it just all of a sudden sounds a lot better, that's because I've got my new microphone. But I want to try to finish this episode before we do get our new microphone. But before we do get into that, I wanted to mention that I had filled this up. We have all these prismarine blocks in here, and I also have put in some sea lanterns. In today's episode, I want to work over at the Redstone Village and do some kind of cool village breeder over there. That way we'll have a bunch of villagers for our projects. I had literally just seen these two spawn. I mean, I was just in here a minute ago and they weren't here. But now, we just gotta take them out, hopefully not blowing anything up. I hate creepers. They're the worst thing in Minecraft. They're worse than the Ender Dragon. But here we are at the Redstone Village. I haven't been over here in quite some time. It's been about 3 episodes, and I want to work on this area some more because it was coming together quite nicely with the last episode we were here. I want to do the village breeder over here, and I'm going to do a simple setup. Don't quote me on this. I think it was Tango who came up with the actual design that you could have it to monitor how many villagers it produced. So I used some kind of verticality design, but I think I'm just going to go with a very standard village breeder. And I believe my villagers are okay. We should probably go over here and take a look just to make sure they're alive. Hopefully there's no zombies in here. Oh, you're alive. Thank you. Oh, that makes me so happy. So we can go ahead and get to work on this. I just got to gather some building materials that somewhat resemble this area, which I think we're very close because I think I have some in the shulker box. We've got a bunch of this concrete. We just got to get some stone. That way we get some slabs. And I believe I do have some storage over here with the build materials we need. So we do have some stuff in here. Some prismarine blocks and terracotta. Forgot about terracotta. Oh, that's awesome. And a bunch of redstone to work with and acacia wood. I just got to find my redstone shulker box. I have no clue where it has went in the last few episodes I've done. I just haven't done redstone. But I have not seen it whatsoever. Oh, I feel so bad because I've been looking for it. It had a bunch of good materials in it. So it's been about a day since I've stocked up my stuff at the Ocean Monument at spawn. And I'm wondering if anyone has invested any diamonds over here. I'm really curious. First chest. Looks like we have nothing, which is quite unfortunate. Oh, wow. 9 diamonds. Oh, wow, that's crazy. Oh, that makes me feel so good. I'm going to have to restock this thing before you know it. I'll have to go over and do an AFK session tonight, but that's awesome. Holy cow. We're starting to turn a profitable business. Now let's get back to the Redstone Village and start work on this village breeder, because I feel like it's going to be pretty important for the things we want to do over there. So, I looked everywhere for my redstone shulker box. I could not find it. I looked everywhere. I tore the server apart looking for it. I may run into it later down the road, but this is going to be my replacement so far. We have a bunch of iron in here. I have this terrible habit of AFKing over at my iron farm and never putting my iron in one place. So, in that scavenging hunt, I have found so much iron that we can replenish this with. So I do have a bunch of redstone blocks out here, I believe, because that's really the essential thing we need is just redstone blocks. There's some right there. And some redstone. I believe I have a lot at my base too where I had went mining. But I believe I have some in here somewhere. Yes, I have a whole bunch of it. Holy cow. Don't even think we're going to even need any more redstone aside from that, because we can put a stack in here. And that should be good for that. And then we can go ahead and put our 2 stacks that we have here of the redstone dust, which isn't really that essential. We could probably get away with just putting a stack in there. And then making some repeaters and things of that sort with these iron ingots. So I think we're in fighting shape when it comes to the redstone stuff. And I think I'm going to start leaving my redstone shulker box over here at the village because I just know it was in a safe place compared to somewhere else that it's just going to get lost again. After a little bit of thinking and contemplating, I think this is what I want to go for. I've started putting in some stone slabs along with this red concrete, and I believe that'll look good together. Maybe perhaps even having this go up one more and do some sort of fork right here, perhaps. Giving it some kind of menace about it. Even though it's not necessarily meant to look evil, it still looks kind of cool. And then perhaps doing some other type of block here, so that doesn't really look that great, does it? I'll come up with some kind of color scheme with it for the rest of the blocks, but I think in the meantime, I really want to work on the area that our village breeder is going to actually be, as far as putting grass in there and then perhaps covering that up so that the villagers cannot fall in and stuff. And then we should have a pretty good area for some moods to be happening here. Very close to having it in, all the grass. We do have quite a bit where we cleared this area out last time. But I'm not absolutely sure if there's a specific diameter that villagers will move. So if I do some kind of breeder, are they going to still traverse this many blocks to fall in this pit to get picked up and then put into the water stream? I don't know, and I'm kind of scared about it. I may actually look up some information on it before I do continue with it, just to be sure about things, because I run into things like this every now and then. But for our lighting system, I believe I'm just going to stick with a very standard redstone lamp design like we do have everywhere else. I've just got to go gather some more. I'm running out very fast. Oh yeah, that's where the pit is down there. I'm so glad that we've done a double layer. It just makes things a little bit easier as far as working with things like this decoration for sure. We wouldn't have to build back up. We could just place our block down. And this is looking quite nice over here. I believe it really fits in. I've been thinking maybe perhaps doing some kind of acacia wood design for that area with redstone blocks could potentially look cool. Let's try this out just to see what it looks like. So if we were to bring this up to perhaps right there and then have our redstone block. Yeah, I don't know. The colors really conflict. Yeah, that's not going to work. We're going to have to think of some sort of column design with a redstone block and see if this is actually functional, because I'm not absolutely sure. Let's do this one last block, and I will look up some tutorials to make sure I'm doing this correctly. I haven't messed with this kind of thing in a long time, so I'm hoping this is going to work for us. You know how I said I was going to look up a tutorial? No. I'm going to be doing this the challenging way. We are going to be figuring out this villager breeder ourselves. I'm going to look up some mechanics and just make sure that things are going correctly. And we're in our creative world right now, trying to figure out some kind of transportation system. And the one I have right here could obviously use a lot of improvements. Like this water stream could be dug down just a little bit more, so we don't have to worry about the villager bobbing up. I had just temporarily placed some glass in the creative world, hopefully making this design look a little bit more beautiful on the waystone. So this is basically what I have laid out. We have the village breeder right here. Imagine all of this isn't here. This is going to be a little bit more clean, and the platform isn't really going to be a platform. This is just a destination on the creative world to show us that it does work. So basically in the waystone, I want this to go underground and then just pop up instead of this continuously being some kind of stream that you could see from the top. So we have the villager spawn egg here. Let's go ahead and pop him in here and see how this is going to go. He's going to go into our transportation system, into the mob elevator, which this is a really beautiful thing. I love mob elevators. I haven't used them much, but they are there for us. And he's going to pop to the top, hopefully into our minecart. And I don't know if that's going to be necessarily successful all the time. He's going to do weird things like that. Oh, maybe we should try something else rather than this. After some more proper design, I believe this is what I've come up with. I know it doesn't look that great right now because, well, I've just kind of made things a mess, but using trapdoors and solid blocks around your minecart system should be able to collect these villagers. So let's go ahead and give this a shot. If we were to put like maybe 3 in here, I just want to see how reliable the system is. I know we got a baby villager in there. I don't think it's going to matter. We're just going to test this. So they're going to come up to the trapdoors, which is thinner, and I believe it'll work. Let's go ahead and try pushing this when we get a villager going into our system. So sweet, that did work. But I have it tested out with multiple villagers, and if it works every time, so we have him, and then we also have him. Yeah. Although this system is a little bit flawed, we know it works. So that transportation system, and I know it doesn't necessarily relate to village breeding, but when we get to the villager trader, we'll know what to do now. So that's awesome that we figured out that system. And we could put transparent blocks there as well, as long as the water is flowing in a way that they can be pinned into this corner. I believe that's the only thing that you gotta do. Make sure that's a transparent block too. But the trapdoor, yeah, just got a little bit more aesthetics to it. It seems to make more sense to me, but that's just from a visual perspective. So although the mob elevator concept is kind of typical, I am glad that I got the system out for the button for the transportation, so that will be ready for us. We've just got to go ahead and fill in the rest of this with potatoes and carrots, which were very close. But what I wanted to do is do a drop shoot for the baby villager over here somewhere. We need to put that carrot back. But they will be going underneath our redstone village and then popping back up around here somewhere. So since this is an odd block, it's going to come out even. We can put the item elevator here or the mob elevator right here. And they're going to be making their way up into whatever mechanism that we're going to be doing, which we're going to do a village trading system right here, I believe. We're going to have them to be transported over here. But then we're going to probably do some other contraptions as well. I know that there's going to be quite a few iron farms on the server, but I don't think it would hurt to have an extra one over here since we're in a village anyway. But yes, we just got to get the rest of this decorated, get our villagers in there, which I believe I can do the decoration right now while I'm waiting for this stuff to grow up so I can finish it off. The transportation system has been put in place. This is where our item elevator is going to be. I was originally going to just go ahead and do it in front of this, but unfortunately we have some sort of design going on here, which is very similar to the village area over here. So keeping that aesthetic consistent, and then having our tunnel to go in from the breeder itself. So we remove this block. I don't think we'll need it anymore. We'll just need to put some villagers in here when we get the chance. But we're going to open up this trapdoor, which is going to allow the baby villagers to fall down into this water system. I'm just going to walk through this pretty fast. It goes all the way down here to right here. And then they will be pushed up from the water system up into the village area, and I think this will be okay for now. I want to keep it open so we can kind of fill up the village a bit, and then we'll extend the mob elevator up to the point where we can do some sort of trading system over here. So yeah, it's coming together quite well. It's pretty seamless. You don't really notice it unless you were to look for it. Go ahead and remove that block, and now I believe the time has come. We've got to get the villagers. The villager and I are taking a nice little stroll right next to this final villager that we have in here. So before we do break this, I need to go ahead and get some more glass, which I should have some over here. Yes, I have a whole stack in here. Awesome. So we will be replacing that along with our decor on the outside. Pop these in here, and that is our villager system in place. We just got to get our red stained glass and place it right here with some stone slabs, which I have a few left, not many, but enough to finish that up. So that is complete. We just got to break the boats now, and they'll start producing villagers, which is excellent. But let's talk a little bit about this elevator. We have a system up here now, but it's not necessarily right. I had made a mistake of using the 2x1 design, and that's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do what I did in my creative world, which is like the 4-block design, so that it does pin them against this little corner right here. And I had thought maybe we should use a solid block there. So now it's all going to be about getting these villagers in a position where they're going to breed and temporarily they will be launched up to right here, which they will hop out and mingle in the community. So either way, it's working out right now. And for safety measures, I have put another villager down here with some doors. That way we'll know that this system should be operating and functioning. I don't know if the village concept out here affects them. I think it does. I don't think I need this guy, but, you know, for safety measures, we'll just leave him in there. Oh no, no, don't do this. That's what I get for placing that block there. We're gonna have to get you back into the system, buddy. Come on. Just go back in. Please? Please come out here. This is a beautiful area. Why don't you just, there we go. Now just, yeah, that's it. Good job. I'm proud of you, and he's farming, so that's good. Oh, I just keep making this mistake of trampling these blocks. So let's go ahead and till those. He should take care of it now. He is farming, which is awesome. And I need to remove these blocks that I had. Let's go ahead and pop these out of here. That's been my new word. I've been saying pop a lot lately. I don't know why. Oh, that's awesome. So our village breeder is now in place. Everything should be functioning fine. I'm going to sit around and see if they start producing things, because I believe we're very close to the end of the episode. So we'll just kind of see where it's going. This could be a slight problem. He's just standing over here looking at his friends. Oh, I feel terrible. He's just witnessing something really terrible here. I mean, if you think about it. But we do have this villager attracting the villagers out here. So he's detecting that something's going on down here, and he's running over here. But I don't think that's necessarily a problem until we get like 10 villagers over here just crowded in this corner, spying on things over here. But I think that's where it's going, guys. The concept of this is cracking me up. This is Impulse's design, and I believe it still works. I don't think anything has went awry with it. I mean, the mechanics should still be there. But I'm just kind of been waiting and nothing's been happening. But in the meantime, I want to talk about this house that I had built over here. This is going to be my house, and it's going to be just sort of like a storage area and a sleeping area. We need to move our bed over there now that I think of it. We had a really big problem a moment ago. I wish I would have recorded it. We had a zombie to spawn in the village. It was a very scary moment. But thankfully I was over here, so I was like over near this house, and he starts attacking me right here. And I'm just freaking out because I'm AFK. I'm on YouTube. I hear it. I'm like, what is that? I come back over, there's a zombie just attacking me. So I'm so glad that he had targeted me instead of my villagers, because I've been really terrible to come back and have no villagers to work with over here in the village. But yeah, seems to be very slow process over here. Either that or I have done something completely wrong. Maybe it's where I had built it in an actual village. So I'm really hoping that's not the issue. If you guys have any suggestions about this and maybe pinpoint maybe something I've done wrong, still learning this, so it'll be a good learning experience. You guys can give me some suggestions. But I think that's going to be about it for this episode, guys. We do have our somewhat villager breeder in without any breeding happening yet. We have the villager elevator that we've still got to work on at some point. We also have this little house over here. Felt like we got a lot done. You guys have a fantastic day, and we'll see you in a video later down the road. Not sure if you're going to watch this last clip, but I just removed all the doors. I think that's what our problem was. Oh.